Of all things absurd, this next story truly takes the cake. The entire world has condemned the terror attack in Kashmir. But there is one statement that stands out, a statement from the Taliban. They too have condemned it. More importantly, they say it destabilizes regional peace. This is a group known for suicide bombings, stonings, and executions. They now say they are disturbed by violence. Is this a shift? Or just a new strategy in an old game? Because while the Taliban talks peace, US weapons are still making their way from Afghanistan to Kashmir. In fact, American-made M4 carbines were used in the latest attack. So can the Taliban really sell peace while still selling guns? Our next report tells you.
It doesn't get more tragic than this. And while India reeled and the country seethed and scrambled for answers, here's a statement that made people do a double take. The Taliban has condemned the attack. You heard that right. The Taliban has condemned this terror attack. And here's a line that stands out. Such incidents undermine efforts to ensure regional security and stability. Yes, that Taliban, the same group that blew up schools in Kandahar, that banned music, that turned soccer stadiums into execution arenas, that gave Osama bin Laden a safe sanctuary. That Taliban wants us to know that it is condemning the attack. And it isn't just condemning the attack, the Taliban is disturbed by violence and concerned about regional peace. But is the world supposed to take this at face value? You see, the Taliban came to power in 2021. It was a sudden power grab. The US military was forced to retreat. This was a very hasty withdrawal. The US military left behind weapons, and a lot of them at that. For the last 4 years, these weapons have been flowing from Afghanistan to the global market. Basically, the Taliban is selling them. And who are the buyers? Well, anyone who's willing to pay the price. Insurgent groups, terrorists, and militias. Many weapons even made their way to India's Jammu and Kashmir. So from the United States to Afghanistan and then to Kashmir via Pakistan. These weapons are being used by terror groups, the likes of Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. The valley is flooded with US M4 and M16 assault rifles. In 2023, the Indian Army said that they're seeing these weapons for the first time in Kashmir. And now look at the latest attack. The terrorists used AK-47 rifles and American-made M4 carbines. But this isn't the first time the M4 was used. In 2024, terrorists used the M4 for an attack on a tourist bus in Riyasi. That same year, the M4 carbine was used in the Kathua attack where soldiers were targeted. There's also Afghanistan's strained relationship with Pakistan. There have been frequent border skirmishes. Pakistan expelled Afghan refugees. There were border closures, and all of this has disrupted business and trade. The two sides have tried a diplomatic reboot, but this attack in Kashmir gives Kabul the perfect opportunity to take a stand. So what do we have here? This is a group that's been at the center of global terror for decades. It's now pretending to be a statesman. The Taliban, who built their power on violence, now claims to be a voice for stability. And yet, the very weapons they profit off, the very networks they enable, the very terrorist groups they've hosted, trained and armed over the years are still active. They are still targeting innocent people in places like Jammu and Kashmir. So if you're wondering why the Taliban would even bother issuing a statement, here's your answer. Because in 2025, optics is everything. Even terror groups want good PR. They want to look moderate, diplomatic, and even reasonable. But make no mistake, this isn't peace talk. This is a mask. The Taliban can write statements, but the world should be reading the fine print.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
No, I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India. What we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.